If you only notice one famous actor in this movie, there is a point because everyone else is a no-name, and that's how I like it. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing East of Wall. What's about pretty simple premise. We are in South Dakota Badlands, and we have a woman who's on 3,000 acres on a ranch. Not the greatest home. It's more like a trailer, and she has a lot of teens on her land because they're coming from broken homes, and she's trying to do the best she can to give them a life by training horses and showing how to make the horses, sellable by showing these are trained. These are willing to be ranch horses and things like that. Money's tight though, so we have Roy from Fort Worth who's like, you know what? I need help, and you guys I think can help me. But he wants kind of control of this 3,000 acres, and of course I want to say there's a lot of angst between them, but it's more of does they need them help? Do they need his help? Kind of storyline. Sorry about that. So did I like this movie? I thought it was a pretty good movie, even though I think it was a little bit slow on some scenes, as well as I wish it fleshed out some of the characters' backstories as well, because there's kind of a huge arc about Roy and his background with trying to connect to Porshia, one of the teenagers on the land, which is the mom or the daughter to the main mom, right? And I just wish that was fleshed out a little bit more of what happened and where it kind of came from, because I understand it's kind of surface level of, we know he had a daughter, something horrific happened to her, and he's kind of wanting to take Porshia in as his daughter. Not really, but kind of fill that hole in his heart. But it's just kind of superficial to a point where, yes, it ends kind of a good, handshake agreement, if you want to put it that way. But at the same time, I just feel like he needs to explain himself to the main mom, and that never did happen. But the positives of this movie, that's really, to me, the only true negative of the movie is that, yes, you could say it's a little bit slow, but it's supposed to be slow paced to understand the Badlands and South Dakota and just get these real people of what, real life is outside of these big cities. And I think a lot of movies are starting to do that now, if you notice it, with No Man Land, this, and others, Mustang, and others, where it just feels like people are more intrigued on the heartland of America than the cities, because everyone's seen the cities and it's kind of the same. LA, New York, New Orleans, Dallas. I mean, yeah, they're big cities, but at the end of the day, they're just cities that don't really have that much, differences to them. Skyscrapers, concrete jungles, the end. Apartments on top of Whole Foods. I mean, what else is there? But this actually shows Badlands, the gorgeous landscape of South Dakota. When people think of South Dakota, they think of Mount Rushmore, right? They really don't know a lot about Badlands, and I've been there once. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it was a long time ago. But yeah, the acting. As being no-name actors, you do feel that they're doing a good job. They're telling true stories, especially one where in a barn. You're just I don't think these are fake stories, and I truly don't think it is. Yes, maybe the main girl's character with her husband John committing suicide, that might have been part of the movie. Maybe not, though. I don't know. But I feel like all the other women in the circle, they're telling true life stories of just being there, not having the greatest family, and, struggle busting it, how people do. And I think it's kind of disgusting when you look at this movie and how other people in the blue cities or blue states are oh, red states need us. It kind of infuriates me, and I think this movie does a good job showing that it's apples and oranges, complete apples and oranges. But the landscape, it's gorgeous. The look of the movie is gorgeous. The writing is absolutely true. I mean, you could tell there's no stunt doubles in this movie. The teens are doing this themselves. The adults are true cowboys in this movie that are doing the horse riding themselves. There is no doubt about it. No stunt men, no stunt women. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. And if it was, congratulations, you completely fooled this guy right here. But yeah, I thought it was a well-crafted movie for what it was trying to do. It was just trying to show the heartland of America, the struggles that go on in South Dakota. Because struggles happen in every freaking state with every freaking race. through in and throughout. And, not everyone is made to be a parent. And some people just want to do the best they can to help, but they need help from like Roy to like kind of put a foot in the door. And sometimes a foot in the door is good, but barging through the door might not be the greatest thing. But like I said, I do wish when he was kind of barging through the door, he told his story like openly to maybe get the mom to understand why he's doing it. But we never got that, closure that I completely wanted. I know the grandma kind of understood it more, and that's why she did that good gesture at the very end of like, hey, thank you for your help. It really did help, but it's time for us to like split them up, and good for us. And I'm not really spoiling it because you kind of tell that's where the movie is kind of going with the trailers and everything as well, with some of the dialogue that is shown. And I think that might also be a bummer, is like the trailer does show a lot of where the story is going to go. But overall, East of Wall, it's a good movie. It might be a slow burn for some people, but I think what it accomplished, or what it wanted to do, it did accomplish its goal. So East of Wall will receive a 4 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 80%. So we'll see the critics and user scores gave this one. Critics a 92% with 51 of them. Audience score 78 with over 50. Critic consensus: earnestly dedicated to the woman depicted on screen. East of All displays the grit and grind of the living lives as it comes to the Badlands while never muddling its subjects. There you go. 92, 78 to 80. Chase Hiker, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Only Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. For a great day. I'm watch to say tomorrow, a week from a month, and a year from now. Every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And I did ride a horse a couple of times back in the day, and I did enjoy it. I really did.